Galaxy A55 5G, Samsung's latest mid-range phone, which aims to be the new value king in their entire lineup. Today we'll find out if it's worth upgrading from the A54 and if it's worth your money, especially for Android users. We'll go beyond the specs to explore what really sets this phone apart. So grab your coffee, subscribe, and let's see if the Galaxy A55 is the phone for you. First, a quick look at what's in the box. You've got the basics here: SIM card ejector tool, some paperwork, warranty, quick start guide, a USB-C charging cable, and of course the Galaxy A55 itself, wrapped in this eco-friendly paper. It's a trend we're seeing more of lately, like with Motorola or Google Pixel. So first impression, it's rocking those flat edges, very iPhoneificated. Samsung's definitely hopping on that bandwagon. And yeah, no charger in the box. Samsung sticking to that trend too. I get it, but it can be annoying if you don't have a compatible charger handy. For this review, I used my 30 watts fast charger and it worked. Well, mostly, but I've got some thoughts on the battery that I'll share at the end of this video. Spoiler, it was surprising. So that's the unboxing. Nothing too flashy, but it's got what you need. Now let's get into the good stuff. Right out of the box, the A55 feels surprisingly premium, with a solid build and iPhone vibe going on, same we've seen on the new Pixel 9, flat sides, glossy finish and chrome camera rings. Personally, I'm not totally sold on this iPhoneification trend. I actually like the A54's look better, but hey, that's just me. The phone has an aluminium frame and Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on both sides, giving it very high-end feel. It's slightly larger than the last year's model, adding a comfy heft. This awesome blue color is more of an icy white to me, but it's clean and looks good. Button-wise, everything is where you would expect it. Power and volume on the right, dual SIM card and SD card slot up top, USB-C and microphone at the bottom. The button island design adds a bit of flair compared to the A54. Compared to my previous phone, the Pixel 8, A55 definitely has style, though now I prefer the look of the new Pixel 9. The 3 camera lenses on the back mimic the S24 flagship. Samsung didn't just follow the iPhone trend here, but created their own recognizable look. And unlike the Pixel's camera bar, which tends to collect dust, the A55's clean layout, especially in white, stays absolutely dust-free. Big win. What I like, there are plenty of case options available to keep the phone looking sharp, from clear cases that show off its premium design to rugged ones built for durability. And if you want extra protection, there are even cases with flaps to cover the cameras. I've included links to some of these cases I bought in the description if you're interested. And the display, boom! A 6.6-inch Super AMOLED stunner that's bright, vibrant and smooth thanks to its 120Hz refresh rate. It's good for Netflixing or watching YouTube. Another thing I like in the display is that I can always change the home screen grid to 5x6 and also the app grid to 5x6. Motorola does the same thing in their phones, so thanks to that we've got an extra space. The dual speakers with Dolby Atmos pump out rich, room-filling audio that's as good or even better than its predecessor, the A54. Alright, let's talk cameras. The A55 has a triple rear setup, a 50MP main, 12MP ultra-wide and 5MP macro. Yeah, that last one is basically just for bragging rights. But the main 50MP shooter is absolutely super solid in daylight. Point, shoot, and you've always got a nice picture. HDR does a decent job, but sometimes Samsung software goes overboard. Shadows get washed out, colors look like a pack of Skittles, especially those blue skies, but for casual snaps, it's all good. Low light shots are surprisingly decent thanks to optical image stabilization and some AI magic. Just don't push the zoom past 3 times unless you're into that pixelated look. The ultra-wide, it's pretty solid too, almost matches the main camera and does great in low lights. Selfies? The 32MP front cam is sharper than you would expect for a budget phone, almost nudging the iPhone 15 Pro territory. Video is good, 4K at 30fps with nice detail, though it struggles a bit in the low lights, but it's right up there with the Pixel 8. And hey, the animated avatar feature from the A54 is back. Go ahead, waste some time making a cartoon version of yourself. It's actually kind of fun. Setup is a breeze, 10 to 15 minutes and you're ready to roll. It's running Android 14 with Samsung One UI 6.1, giving you a clean and customizable interface, but don't expect all the fancy extras from the flagships. Fingerprint and face unlock options are both very fast and reliable. You'll get 4 years of Android updates and 5 years of security patches, good until 2029. Decent, but not quite as future-proof as the Pixel 8's 7-year promise. One thing to note, there's no built-in AI like in the Galaxy S24, but you can easily download AI apps like ChatGPT or Gemini from the Play Store and set them up as widgets for quick, personalized AI assistance. Welcome to 2024. Performance-wise, you've got the Exynos 1480 chip with a Mali G68 GPU. Not exactly a speed demon, but solid for daily tasks like social apps, web browsing, whatever, without much lag. On benchmarks, it scores 1151 on Geekbench single-core, 3420 on multi-core and 3116 in OpenCL for GPU. That's pretty so let's fire up some games and see what it can do. First up, the Asphalt Legends Unite, and it's pushing high graphics at around 50 FPS on that 120Hz display. You might barely notice the stutters during the action. Honestly, it's handling it way better than I expected for a mid-range phone. Then I jumped into Call of Duty Mobile, HD 60 FPS high graphics settings. It's smooth, aiming feels responsive and the overall gameplay pretty nice. You're not getting console level performance, but for a phone that won't make your bank account cry, it's impressive. The phone supports 5G with both nano SIM and eSIM options, plus solid Wi-Fi specs. Wi-Fi 6, dual band, Wi-Fi direct. It also has an intelligent Wi-Fi feature that uses AI to optimize connections. Talking storage, in my opinion, instead of splurging on the 256 gigs model, save your money. The A55 has a microSD slot, which is rare in mid-range phones. For around a tenner, you can add a 128 gigs microSD card and double your storage. If you're considering this phone, I would suggest going for the base model and expanding it with a card. The A55 has 5000 mAh battery, which is pretty standard, but it doesn't last as long as the Pixel 8, which has a smaller battery. With heavy use including photos, videos and GPS, I needed a full charge each night. To stretch battery life, consider lowering the refresh rate of the screen to 60Hz. Charging with a 30 watts fast charger took about an hour, which is on par with other mid-range devices. There's no wireless charging, but at this price, that's not a major loss. But here's the thing, I left it with 2% battery overnight and it completely drained. When I tried to recharge it, I got this annoying yellow triangle with the exclamation mark, meaning the phone thought there was a moisture in the USB port. I tried different cables, charger, even plugged it into my PC, Mac, TV, nothing worked. Now, if I had wireless charging, I could have just popped it on a pad and avoided this whole mess, but it doesn't, and the phone just stayed dead. I had to return it, which sucks because I genuinely like this phone. Sometimes it's just dirt or debris in the USB port, but mine was brand new, never near water, so that wasn't the case. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to avoid Galaxy A55. It's a great phone. Just make sure you got a solid return policy, especially since it's around $350 US. It's a fantastic price for what you get, a premium design, awesome display and solid performance. The cameras are excellent, especially for the mid-range phone, and it was my go-to for family vacation pics. The software is smooth, gaming is solid, and overall it's a big step up from the A54. Sure, mine had that charging problem, but I'm hoping that that's just a bad luck. If you experienced something similar, let me know in the comments. Others would love to hear about this too, but if you're looking to upgrade without spending flagship money, the A55 5G is a solid choice, especially if you're coming from a budget or mid-range Android. And a quick disclaimer, I bought this phone with my own money, so no one's paying me to say anything good or bad. All opinions are based on real-life testing, and honestly, I'm glad the phone failed me at the end because it proves even an almost perfect phone can have a flaw. Since no one paying us for this, your support is what keeps this channel going, so hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll keep bringing you these reviews. So what do you think? Catch you guys in the next one.